Another bullet train, this time to Hiroshima, our last stop on the tour. And the station is right beside the Sheraton Hotel, and in the station is this huge sort of shopping area of food and other delights, and some of them look kind of tasty. During the night, it snowed on the hills above our hotel, and we had decided to go on a tour so we could see all the appropriate places. Our tour guide was from South America, can't remember where. He had traveled from Tokyo that morning to give us a tour where he was based. We boarded our bus and we passed Hiroshima Castle and then on to the Atomic Dome, which previously, before August 6, 1945, had been a major bank building and was the only building that was kept as it was after the bomb, the atomic bomb. Our newfound friend from Australia, who's quite chatty, and then it was on to the everlasting flame, which will keep burning until all nuclear weapons are destroyed, and the memorial to the names of the people who died during the bombing. The final stop on this part of the tour was the Peace Museum, which had a lot of photographs of the devastation that was caused by the bomb, and of course a lot of history of people who were badly injured, and some rather unpleasant photographs of people who had suffered severe burns. Lunchtime and off to a restaurant which Nicholas and Lois had been to when in Japan to eat this okonomiyaki.
Kind of the same idea. Kind of considered fast food, but a lot healthier than fast food in the West.
The final result looks and was very tasty, along with the beer. And then it was back on the bus and off to an island via the Miyajima ferry, the island of Miyajima. The approach to the island was very pretty, and as you can see, it was quite cold. And the deer that you see are very special, and you're not allowed to feed them. Although one did look like he wanted to be fed. The focal point in the island, the Itsukushima Shrine, which at the high tide is under the water, or the water comes up to the floor level, and we spent some time touring around it. The shrine covers quite a large area and was visited on many occasions by the emperor, who sat at the entrance to the building in front of us. A selfie of the group. The most important feature of the shrine was the torii gates, or floating gates, which unfortunately were under restoration. The next picture shows sake barrels, and each one donates from which sake maker it comes from, and all sake is made in Kyoto. On our way back to the ferry, the guide recommended we stop at this restaurant where they had maple buns and coffee jelly sundae, which were very tasty. Back on the ferry and on the mainland for the night, all our fellow tourists went back to Osaka. This is from the hotel window, and of course all this is new since 1945, and what comes into the picture now, that green area, is where the bomb was actually dropped, not too far from where we are. There you see the area where the bomb was dropped again, coming into view now. And then it was next morning, as I said, and time to go, and here we are back onto the Shinkansen, which we're getting pretty good at by now. And we take the train to Osaka, have a few hours there to walk around, Time to repack, as we had left our big suitcases in the St. Regis, and then it was time to get ready for the flight to Dubai. There's a picture of Japan and the area where we were: Osaka, Kyoto, and Hiroshima, plus of course Tokyo. The airport, Emirates, the crew getting last-minute instructions on how to deal with us, and then it's off to Dubai.